Welcome. You are now listening to Click Click Play. Please enjoy.
Fight!
Hello! Welcome to Click Click Play, episode 60. It's the day that Jesus killed the Easter Bunny or something like that. Happy Easter. Woo! Wow, because we do it on, like, the last few months, we've done a Christmas Eve show, a New Year's Eve show, and now an Easter Sunday show. It's what Jesus would have wanted. How are y'all doing?
That's why we do it.
Yeah. How are you all doing? I've just come back from a tennis match. Look at it. Oh, there we are. Look at this. Do I look fit and healthy?
You look ugly and gross.
Oh,
Have you actually
Ew.
played tennis?
I think I used that a few years ago once.
No, he just likes the headband.
Yeah, I am. Keeps
It's
my.
a very
It hides.
head-
Give me a second.
It hides the receding hairline. Speaking of receding, it's receded all the way down to his back. Jordan Reese is with us. How are you doing?
He has risen.
Oh,
Christ is reborn.
Oh god.
Finally.
did he?
I've got an Easter egg.
Oh, are you gonna eat it live on air?
How do you think we should do it? So, what do you guys do? Do you just fucking smash it? It's been in the fridge for a while, so it's pretty hardy. Should I just smash it on the table and then eat the pieces, or do you guys try to like separate it into
Oh, I go.
halves and then eat it that way?
I
Ben
g-
shoves
I've
it up
never,
his-
I've never eaten one or seen one.
I just go
Go
and
on.
I just bite it. Bite it.
Bite into it without breaking it at all.
Yeah.
Ben, you're a fucking monster. Just
It's
break
what
it.
it's what the cavemen used to do with their chocolate eggs.
Melon, what do you say? What's the tradition in Norway? Do you guys
Smash
have
it.
Easter eggs?
Is
Rape
it
it.
chocolate?
It's chocolate, yeah. Do you guys have
Yeah.
chocolate Easter eggs?
Do you have chocolate?
No, I have never. We have like it's made of paper, the egg,
What?
and you open it and it's filled with candy.
Oh, that's so sad.
That sounds
And
boring.
You can reuse it every year.
Saving the
We use plastic
environment.
eggs over here, and we fill them up in the landfills with plastic Easter eggs that we use once and then throw out. And they're not biodegradable, just in case you were wondering.
And then a turtle chokes on it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Have you ever had
Amazing.
I guess you've never had a Cadbury's cream egg.
That sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like something you'd feed me in a dream I had. And I'm like, no, stop. I don't want to have any cabbage.
These people,
Cadbury-
Jordan. A Cadbury's cream
The
egg.
answer is eat it in one bite. Just
Yeah, shove it. Hey, see how
shove it
far
in.
you can shove it in your mouth. Go.
Oh, does that mean no? I'm
Yeah,
gonna smash it. Smash it is the right answer. I was always gonna smash it.
Smash it.
Oh. What's
Good podcasting.
I don't like, yeah, when you talk about manky chocolate, Hershey's. Oh my god. Do you like that, Andre?
Do I like Hershey's?
Yeah.
I love Hershey's. My favorite kind of chocolate on Easter is they're called crunch eggs. You know the candy bar crunch?
Oh, that's like the poor man's chocolate over here. Like it's
Yeah,
really
I know,
cheap.
I know. Nobody buys crunch over here, but every Easter they release like a certain amount of like these eggs, and they're so fucking good because they're basically the crunch bars made into like a little ball, and you eat them and they're delicious. But nobody ever gets those, and I'm the only one who like buys like 20 packs of them from the store, and then I feel sick.
Yeah. Because I'm very religious, I gave up chocolate for Lent, and so
Are you religious? Really?
no. I'm a
Oh.
sinner. my mother was
you're
actually my mother was a religious education teacher, but no. She knows all the religions. Like, she learns about it and then maybe didn't pass it on to me. But yeah, not at all. But yeah, I had some chocolate for breakfast today, obviously. You gotta do. So yeah. Melon Manon is here. How are you doing, Melon Manon?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know how, but I woke up with a broken back.
Oh.
Yeah.
He is risen.
Don't read it.
Hey, fun night last night, I bet.
Big Martha.
I think I just slept wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You slept with the wrong. Yeah. No, I feel you.
Broke his back.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Wow.
it's cool.
It was a mountain and some broke back. I don't know.
Oh, his name was the Mountain. Cool. Sounds like a
Sounds got
nice.
sex here today.
He does.
I find if I've got a bit of a headache and I go to sleep after taking an ibuprofen, like the next day my neck just kills. I just sleep on my head if I've taken a painkiller before.
Oh, really? Because like one time I took a Viagra and it got stuck in my throat, got a stiff neck for months. How's that joke go?
I'm walking here.
I don't. Is that a joke? Andre, the giant YouTube star, is here.
It is a joke. I forget how it goes. Like a. I'm not. I
Remember to always swallow with water, or else you're gonna get a stiff neck.
Yeah, always swallow with water.
Good. I'm doing fantastic. I just started filming a video yesterday, which is like the first time I shot a video in a while.
Ooh.
Felt nice. I'm getting back into the swing of things. I just bought an $800 gimbal, so now I have to shoot a short film with it, or else I fucking wasted a lot of money. I started taking headshots. That was fun. I took headshots of my roommate and his friend, and the friend paid me, which is cool.
Ooh.
So now I'm a professional photographer. All right. If you want cheap headshots in New York, let me know. I do it for $50 and a 6-pack of Corona, and we're set. We can have a fucking great photo shoot.
Cheaper for
Yeah,
a face
I'm
shot.
doing great. Jesus was a false prophet. God is superstition. Whatever. Let's move on.
Great.
On that happy note,
Do you celebrate Easter in Norway, Millum? Don't you have like some kind of god, some Norse god of eggs or something?
we just got in the street and then we dance naked around the fire.
Was God of War? What gods was God of War about? Are they Greek gods or Norse gods?
Norse gods now.
1, 2,
Now
3
they're-
is Greeks. Now it's Viking. Yeah.
Oh.
Finally a good.
Finally, you can finally be in this game. You should ask if you can cameo in it.
Proper gods.
Yeah, because I look so butch.
Yeah, exactly.
That mustache. All right. Shall we go into the games? I still didn't get your thingy, so Jordan.
Oh, my jaw.
Jordan is muted.
Jordan is muted. All right, I'll do
sorry.
it.
Ready, Jordan?
Yeah, you go for it. I want to hear you do Motorhead. Go.
That's Motorhead. Didn't know that. It's all games. It's all about the game. And how you play it. You can't take it.
All about controlling if you can take it.
At the colon.
Fucking video games. Let's speak about them.
What games you playing? So last night,
You bloody cunt, you.
last.
What fucking video games you're playing? Oi!
On the boozer.
Oh, that's so much easier when you muted him. So last night I finished Dark Souls 3.
Fucking lol.
Really?
No, it's April Fools.
Oh god! I was really excited. I was like, "Why did you not tell us? That's awesome."
Do I look like someone that would finish Dark Souls
Finally
3?
played a good game.
Yeah, you finally play a good game. That's crazy. It took you how old are you? 20
20
something?
20 something, yeah, we'll go for that.
It took you 20 something years to play a good game finally.
Oh. Well, Jordan, what game have you been playing?
Primarily Far Cry 5.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too.
Next.
What do you think, Jordan?
I
know-
played Rise of the Tomb Raider. It came out 20 years ago, but it's free on Xbox Games Pass. Well, it's not free. Wait, let me just speak about this because it's the only game I fucking played recently. My God, that game looks beautiful, and that I love. I just saw the Lara Croft or the Tomb Raider movie, which was
Right, it's Lara Croft, right? You fucking Americans need to get it straight. It's not Laura Croft. Laura's spelled differently.
Lara. It's Lara
Croft.
Croft. It's Lara
It's a
Croft.
different fucking word, and it's a different name. You can't just say, "Oh, we don't typically have that name, so therefore we're going to use one that's close to it." It doesn't work like that.
Hey,
mate.
it's Mario. It's Mario. That's how it's supposed to be said.
Mario.
Yeah, Mario. No, not Mario. Mario.
It's true.
Her
So-
name is Tomb Raider, by the way.
I will fucking name her whatever the fuck I want. But the game is fantastic. It looks beautiful. It plays really fun. It's like Uncharted. If Uncharted had like it feels almost open world. I know it's not, but it's like a lot of open areas to explore, which I like. It's more Tomb Raider, and it's better. And the movie was garbage. The movie was probably the second worst movie I saw this year.
Yeah, it looks like trash.
Yeah, oh my God, it's so fucking annoying because first off, the entire movie she uses a bow and arrow, which is fine. It's great, actually. I prefer a bow and arrow to guns. They look cooler. But and at the very end, after the credits, they do like that thing where she like goes to like a store and she's like, "Oh, I'll take this gun. Actually, make it two," and that's where it ends. And I'm like, that was the most forced thing I've ever seen in a movie. Because like, if you guys remember the ending of the first Tomb Raider game, the reboot, like the only time they give you two guns is like the very end where you like pick up a second gun and you start fucking blasting something. It fit. Like she never used a gun in the movie, and at the end she's like, it's like she's a psychopath now. She likes killing people. She's like, "I'll take two guns now, thank you," and it fucking ends. And I was like, that's the biggest pile of garbage I've ever seen. It's a bad movie.
How's her giraffe neck in the film? Because did you see the poster that came out and she's got a giraffe neck?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. That was so weird.
And where'd you come down on the debate that's kind of raging on Twitter right now around Tomb Raider? Is this actress's breasts large enough for her to play Lara Croft? Do you think?
God damn, I love the internet.
Is it triangle enough?
Yeah, they're triangular enough. Like I forget where I heard this, but I'm not making this up when I say like the first Tomb Raider movie was basically like just like the first Tomb Raider games because it was just like sexual for the sake of being sexual. Angelina Jolie had these. She was very well endowed in very particular places and like
fun bags.
Shower scenes. Like the most unnecessary shower scene is inside Tomb Raider. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
there's no unnecessary.
But this new, there's never an unnecessary shower. But what's it called? But this one, I mean, this one's like I love her. I think she is Alicia Vikander. I think she's so talented. But I think this movie is just a shitty popcorn movie. It's not even good at that. Like I've had people try to defend it, be like, just turn your brain off and watch it. I'm like, no, I'll turn my brain off and watch John Wick, which is a good action movie, and it's just a good movie all around.
Which is better? Which is better, this or Jumanji?
Oh, this for sure. Jumanji is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
I've seen people defending it, saying it's actually quite good. You know, it's kind of so bad it's good.
Oh, those people? No, those people who say that are stupid. They're fucking wrong. And they're. I was about to say like the RETARD word.
Okay, well, spelling is better. Yeah.
They haven't seen The Room then, if they say that.
The Room.
Liver disease in the chat. Liver disease in the chat says, "I'll watch a Tomb Raider film when she flips over the butler in the freezer." And then no thanks. Yeah, was there a butler in the freezer in the film?
There's a butler in the freezer. I'm trying to remember that.
It's in one of the games.
Tomb Raider 2.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, okay. No,
it's a locker in.
No, but like, man, that movie was bad. And like Jumanji, like you can say The Room is a bad movie, but The Room had like clear passion behind it. Like this guy's an idiot. He's making a movie. He's trying his best, and it's bad. But fuck, there is some sort of passion behind it. You can tell. Tomb Raider is the most soulless money grab you can do. Like that's what I would rather a movie be bad, but them be trying really hard to make something unique than just making. Probably the most soul, like since Jumanji, I've never seen a movie that lacked more soul than any. Especially it comes out right next to fucking
Swedish actress. Of course, it's bad.
She is beautiful.
Fuck you, Sweden.
Yeah,
I love her.
Fucking dicks.
I love her.
So games. How's Rise of the Tomb Raider?
Well, just to round off movie corner. Andre, A Quiet Place, this new horror movie.
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
So it's coming out in the UK tomorrow, and I think it's out in the US like a couple of days after. Apparently, it's really, really good. So recommend that. And the new Wes Anderson piece is out as well, which my
Isle of Dogs,
fiance is telling me to go and watch, but I really can't be asked.
And I saw Shape of Water yesterday, and it's amazing.
Yeah, right. Wasn't that great? I was singing that song, that movie's praise from the beginning. I love that movie.
So good.
I need to watch movies.
Ben, you saw the first Star Wars in theaters, right? That was the last movie you saw?
Probably. No, the last actually I watched. It wasn't a movie, but I watched the Ricky Gervais stand-up. I thought that was really funny.
In theaters?
On Netflix.
Yeah.
It was very good. But anyway, games. That's it.
It's all about the games.
Yeah, it's all about the movies and how we watch them. What? So yeah, Rise of the Tomb Raider. Do you enjoy it?
I really like it. I think it's a fantastic game. I mean, I'm only like 20% done with it, but I'm liking it so far. I just like a visually stunning. Like my new TV is very nice when it comes to stuff like that.
That was the first game I played on the PS4 Pro, like the first one that had an update, and I was like, "Whoa!" Yeah. You could change it to 4K, even though I didn't have a 4K TV at the time, and you could still like see how good it was. But yeah, it's a fun game.
The first game had 2 little puzzles, I think. Is it more in this one?
This one, like it's crazy because like the side puzzles are like intense. Like they're like super big and super like complex and different. I mean, they're not complex. I mean, like once you know the mechanics, like you know it.
Mhm.
But it's like they're really. I mean, compared to the first one, like I've already done more tomb raiding than I did in like all of the first game, which is insane. Like this one. If you have Xbox Game Pass, you have no excuse. You should play it. It's free. I'm trying to beat it before Xbox Game Pass expires because I'm done playing Sea of Thieves for now.
No.
No. Hey, that's one game we've played, isn't it?
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Shadow. See what they do with that one.
Yeah.
I would. You said it's not on world. I'd argue that game probably is. It's kind of like it's a bit of a Metroidvania type deal going on, isn't it? Like
yeah.
If I remember correctly, you can kind of choose when you want to go about things or return to areas to explore a bit more and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's good. I like it.
It's cool. I like it.
So Sea of Thieves, we played.
Games. Sea of Thieves.
We played Sea of Thieves together as a group last. Didn't you have fun?
Oh yeah, I did have fun. It's so it's so funny because I played it with my brother recently.
Mm-hmm.
And holy shit, man, you are the worst captain I've ever played with.
Was I a captain?
I'm gonna consider you captain because you were like telling us what to do and where to go.
Was I?
But like I went like with my brother and like we got like 20 treasure chests in our boat. And I'm like, wait, when I was playing with Ben, like we got one treasure chest in 3 hours.
Oh,
because I kept blowing the ship up.
Yeah,
you sent me.
We tried to do the raid. You remember?
Oh yeah, God.
The raid.
The raid.
Lol. Far Cry 5.
Yeah, let's talk about this. I want to hear about this.
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Really good. So it's been quite a while since I've kind of done a 180 on a game as hard as I have on Far Cry 5. I didn't enjoy 4. I dropped off after a few hours. I've been trying to work out why. I think maybe it's the setting with this one and the whole like religious cult thing is pretty cool. So I think that's probably kept me in there. But it's a more refined Far Cry game. It's very reminiscent of the previous ones, but everything in it is kind of is made so that you're just straight into the action. There's no fucking around. Even like with the dialogue, the NPCs, like they just talk crap to you. You can hold down B or circle or fucking tab probably on PC. And skip everything that they say. And instead of it just kind of skipping that dialogue, it'll just give you a really quick one-liner at the end of it. And it'll say, okay, go get the caravan. Or, okay, go and kill 10. So it knows this. Like some people just want to fucking get through this stuff and not listen to this bullshit. It's one of the best looking games I've ever played. And I feel like I'm saying that every week now because games are in just a good place technically. But it looks so good. And in terms of the hyper-realism, like it's probably the best that I've seen. I'm walking through forests and just looking at the textures on the trees, and when you're in the sky and getting a full kind of view of the land, it just looks absolutely amazing. The draw distance, at least on PC, is incredible, and apparently the console versions are really, really good as well. Really class. I put 40 hours into it this week, and actually I finished the campaign. There's plenty more to do. I've probably done like half of the actual missions and then whatever bonus stuff. The fishing is good, which is always a hallmark of a classic game. So I can't wait just to go and buy the best fishing rod and then catch all the different fish. The flying is amazing. I just love jumping in a plane and just flying around, unlocking different locations and stuff. It's really, really good. How far are you guys into it? I know you've been co-oping.
Yeah, we did the whole thing in co-op so far. We've covered one of the areas, the southwest area.
Just the first area, or you can choose the area, can't you?
Yeah. So you've got 3 areas. There's
southwest, yeah.
Yeah, there's a meter attached to each, and the more activities you do within that area, it'll fill that meter up. When it gets to the top, you can then go and fight that person.
Yeah. So we've done the southwest.
I just wanted to add, do you know how the frame rate is on PlayStation?
It's a constant 30.
Can't understand how.
Yeah, I know.
I have like 50, sometimes 60 on the PC.
Okay. What's that running at 1080?
Me, no.
I know, but
60.
I know, but 1080 frame rate though, isn't it? 1080p.
But you don't have stable 60 with 1070, Ben.
It was weird because when I had it as just free, it was going up and down. But then since I've switched it to just only 60, it seems to be sticking there. I've not seen it drop below. Although I've not had the counter on recently. But it is definitely a game that struggles. Like it puts a lot of pressure on it. So good.
Anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah. Once I turned off.
I really want you guys to get to the ending so I can talk to somebody about it, because it's got a weird ass ending. The final boss, considering you get 3 really big kind of boss battles throughout that game, the actual final fight is kind of really underwhelming, considering how they built this guy up, and it's a really weird mechanic that they use as well. Kind of the whole like last hour 10, it seems like it just becomes symbolic in a way. Like this mechanic that they use within it, it doesn't seem like that's what you would actually be doing in that story. It's hard to explain without you doing it, I guess. And then once you finish that boss, everything that happens after that, you probably want to keep away from message boards and stuff, because somebody's probably going to spoil that for you at some point, or some idiotic YouTuber is going to have a thumbnail of exactly what happens on the video. But definitely worth checking out, and it's interesting, and it makes me think there must be some follow-up content for the story, or the next game must follow directly on, because it's a really ambiguous ending.
It's weird, like what would they do next as a Far Cry? Because they've gone from like all the different ones. We've got deserts, we've had like paradise, like islands, beautiful islands in the Caribbean. Then we've got the mountains.
It's going to be the streets of London.
If you
big city,
get to the end of the game, it'll probably give you a good idea of what the next game is probably going to need to be.
Okay.
Looking forward to the Mars.
Unless it goes back in time.
I got the expansion. I got the expansion pass, thinking it'd be cool to play Far Cry 3, every now and again. And it's not out till like the end of May, so I've got to wait for that. But yeah, the expansions look really cool, so I thought I went for that. Yeah, we've been playing it all in co-op.
Stuff on the arcade. Sweet, yeah.
I haven't touched that yet.
Tried it.
I hear.
So I've jumped in. There's like it's full on like death matches going on with customized maps and stuff. Or you can just play like there's a mode where you can just play new maps which haven't been ranked yet, and they give you like points for ranking those maps. So I guess it's a way to start to kind of give people a boost if it's a good map that they've made, or start burying shitty material if it's crap. But you can build what they call like story maps, where it's just kind of one player and it's just making your way from A to B. So it's not like a death match or anything like that. So I think people will make some really interesting stuff in it.
I'm looking forward to trying that. Yeah, but we've done the whole thing in co-op so far. I think just the opening half an hour or so you have to do alone, and then you can join in. And yeah, it's been amazing just being able to walk around. And it's kind of cool that you can't go too far away. Yeah, like you can't go too far away from each other, so we can't like just do 2 different missions to to blast through it. I thought it was 5-player co-op, but apparently that's only in the arcade. You can go up to 6-player. Whereas co-op, normal co-op is just 2.
Sense. If you were five people, you could just shoot yourself through the whole game in half an hour, I guess.
Yeah, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be as fun, I don't think. But for us, we've really enjoyed it. And then
working hard on 2-player.
Yeah, point is, although now when Mellum went, I think you were playing Ninokuni, and so I decided to go, while I was off stream, I just played through the single player on my own for a bit. But because we'd saved it on Mellum's save, I went on, well, it kind of, because we played the co-op on Mellum's save, so it was all saved on his. So when I started it, I had all my progression for my character, but I didn't have any story progression. So I just went through that area that we'd been in, did a few of the missions, went to the, what they call like the treasure loot areas where you can get loads of perks and money, and just bought like these amazing weapons. I skilled up my character even more. I just went around it at my own pace. Really, really chilled, but now my character's really OP, which is great.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to. We've gone to face area. We found the statue, Jordan, and we've done what you were meant to do with the statue, which was great fun.
Yeah,
and we got a wingsuit.
For me, this game is like the most polished open world game ever, but there's nothing new. So if you want something new, that's not the game, but it's a really, really polished, a great open world game. What do you guys think about that?
I've seen quite a few bugs, so I don't know.
Yeah, but it's the first week, and that's how we do things now.
Yeah.
We prepay a game and then we get some bugs. That's just how it works.
Yeah, that's the problem I think with co-op, because you maybe haven't seen as many because you're the host. So a few of the times, there's a highlights video. If anyone in the chat wants to type in !March, there's a highlights video where, because we've got picture in picture, so I can see Mellum's stream. It's not in the game, it's through streaming, but. Like one part, we blow up one of these silos that's full of this explosive, and my silo just disappears, whereas Mellum's got this massive explosion going on. And then a few times I've got like stutters of frame rates, and it seems like it's trying to catch up with the server. So it's.
But I
It's
guess that's
very-
my internet, maybe.
No, I think it's just like one of their server issues, but it's not anything noticeable. It's only once or twice. Maybe if we're in an airplane, I can see it stutter a little.
Game breaking, and they're probably gonna
No.
fix it.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Like 90% of the time, this game is hyper polished. Really, this is like the definition of a AAA game, I would say. I did see some issues, so I fell through the map a couple of times weirdly.
Yeah.
But it's it wastes 30 seconds of your life, and then especially on PC, you're back in there so quickly and doing something different. Doesn't really matter. What I did find there's a few times where the quest triggers didn't seem to work for me, so it would send me somewhere where I'm supposed to meet somebody, and I would go to exactly where that waypoint is, and nobody's there. And the way I had to fix that, like maybe 3 times throughout the game, was to just go to basically get the game to reload. So go to the nearest spawn point, like fast travel point, and then go back. And then typically the trigger was there. There was one time where I needed to go to a lookout tower to scope for a helicopter, and I got there, and the radio transmission came in saying, right, look out for the helicopter. And I waited there for like 10 minutes, nothing came. I went away, did a little side quest, just bumped into like quite a funny little Easter egg side quest, and then came back.
Is it the PP one?
Without any load in, and then boom, that helicopter was there. So there's a few bits and pieces, but I don't think they've done a patch yet. I haven't seen Steam download anything, but I'm sure when they do, stuff like that will be gone. And I can't wait to see this game maybe in like 3 years' time, and then we've kind of got our next iteration of hardware, and then everyone's running this game at like 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just like a 1080p looks incredible. I bumped it up to 4K, but then I'm not getting that 60 frames. I've had to bump it back down. I did put some super sampling on, so it was rendering at 1080 and then doing it was doing it at 1.5 of 1080, if that makes sense. Wherever that however that stuff works, and it looked really super crisp. Yeah, really, really like that game, and I'm quite looking forward to what they're going to do with this DLC stuff, because I think that engine is so tight and so much fun. Like this Mars DLC could be really, really good. Like I can't wait to see what they'll do with that.
It's a fun game, and that's what you want from a game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fun. Speaking of fun games, I did the Hitman Elusive Target. You'll be pleased to know.
Fucking hell, Ben.
Oh, that game's so good still.
It's strange.
Life. I've not done that one.
What happened? Life is Strange coming to Switch next month.
Are you gonna get it?
It is.
April Fools.
Oh,
I
it
wish.
should do. But just like I've only really played that, and The Division I'm still hooked on. I've somehow spent another 36 hours since getting it on PC. But Mellum and I played A Way Out, which is another game that's just fun. It's similar to Far Cry, but definitely not as polished. Just a really kind of fun experience. We've been playing it.
There.
Yeah, that's the only kind of thing it has in common with it, because it's a very, very linear corridor like story. The story's not that good, but just doing co-op and having someone and seeing what your partner's doing on the other side, where you're not competing against each other, just is it's a fun game, and I think people should try it, and hopefully it'll influence some really top quality games. But yeah, you have to break out from a jail, and there's some like quests where one of us has to be on lookout along the prison, like we're in the cell and we're trying to tunnel out, and one of us is playing lookout while the other one's digging, and then we have to swap, and we like passing screwdrivers across while we're getting our cells checked. And it's like the way that they've done it and they've made it, it's got some really, really good ideas, and I hope that they're going to be I hope they're going to be like influencing a few future games for that, because it's not the best game in the world, but it's fun. It's got some fun mechanics.
I don't understand all the hate it gets.
No, is it getting hate? It seems to be.
I think people are just a bit underwhelmed with it, aren't they?
Yeah,
that's kind of what I said last week. It got such a strong early push, because it was on the Video Game Awards. You had that knob of a developer come on stage and start fucking shouting about the Oscars for some reason. It got a lot of attention, and the concept looks really fun. That kind of that asynchronous like co-op stuff that they do, that could be really, really good. But I think because it's also such a narrative-driven game, that writing needed to be really tight, and everything that I've seen through Let's Plays or watching you guys play it, I'm kind of cringing at some. Just there's nothing like too bad, but it's like I really expected a lot more from the writing on this. I think picks up a hammer and he goes, "It's hammering time." I'm like, what are you doing?
I liked it.
It's supposed to be like a
Yeah, but I
gritty
laugh
prison
when I
break
see
drama.
It's
All right,
it's
but
my kind of
every time
humor
I
that.
think of a hammer, I say that. So
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some goofy stuff in it, but I quite like it, and for the price it is, I think it's fine. It's an experience.
Yeah, and if two people are paying for it together, that's a cheap
yeah, exactly.
cheap fun.
Yeah,
How much was it?
£24, I think, £25.
Is that the recommended retail price, or did you just manage to get it cheaper on PC?
Yeah, I know. I got it on PS4 because for some reason I thought it was a
Okay.
PS4 exclusive, and it said PS Plus next to it, so I thought, oh, it's a PS Plus kind of exclusive game. But yeah, I wish I'd known it was on PC as well.
Hey, you know
Totally
what's
is.
funny? I was at Taco Bell the other day,
Nice.
and I had a taco in my hand, and I was by myself, and I said, "It's taco time" to myself, and I laughed a little bit, and I'm like, "Oh man."
You make a
So
good
saying
dad.
saying hammer time, that sounds so normal to me. It's another day at the races.
Yes.
So, are you guys going to talk about Ninokuni? Because
I haven't got much more to say about it than what I said last week, because Far Cry has kind of taken up my life. I think one of the reasons I wanted to get through Far Cry pretty quickly was to get back to Ninokuni so I don't lose that steam. I've just got a boat in it, which is amazing.
that's what I'm doing. I'm
I
trying
know
I'm trying to finish Far Cry before I go on to Ninokuni, but I might put my headphones away a little bit because I really want zero spoilers. Even that photo of the boat, I deleted it because I didn't want to see it. I just want to be totally blind.
JRPG, you're always going to get a boat.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
got a
play. I don't
little
play
map.
those
You're
type of games.
You're probably going to get an aircraft at some point as well. So
I don't play
it's
them.
very much like traditional
Spoilers.
Final Fantasy style JRPG. That's not a spoiler, Ben. That's a description.
I don't play those games, so it's all new to me.
Matt,
Go on then,
what did
Mel.
you think? What did you think of the story specifically?
I'm loving the story. I have to say, I got more intrigued with the first game, story-wise.
Okay.
It's still like a really a cute, fun, bright story. I like it, but it's the first one I got really attached to for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I watched the first one on YouTube, so maybe it missed the mark a little bit with me because I watched it in 90 minutes instead of 30 hours or wherever it should be. It seemed a lot more sentimental.
yeah, that's and
I
but
like
it's really cheesy and really a poor story.
Mm.
If you see it like that, I guess.
Yeah, I thought it seemed a little bit childish. Yes, and the first one hasn't got a president of the United States shooting a handgun in a fancy.
No,
world, so-
exactly.
That's very important to me. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really like it, but sometimes because it's so little voiced cutscenes,
Yeah.
so I get a little bored.
So I've turned I've just turned the voice off because it's so rare that they actually speak, and what they tend to do instead is that it'll be text based, but whoever's speaking, they'll just say a random word
Yeah,
to get
they
a
have
tone of
the
their voice.
first word or something. it
Yeah.
seems.
It's or they'll grunt or something. I've just turned the voice slider all the way to 0 because I'm just treating it as a text game now because the voice acting is so few and far between. It's a bit jarring when it kicks in. I'd rather just read everything and take my time.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I got a little annoyed after a while with that.
I thought it'd be
But,
all voice
the
acting.
gameplay wise, it's really crisp and it's really good. But at the same time, I really missed the Pokemon gameplay from the first one.
Okay.
I'm the opposite. I really like
But
the
it's
Pikmin.
really good. And
Just-
I feel because in the first one it was flawed, the gameplay, because it was all about don't go. You had to buy enough mana pots because you were going empty all the time. So it was flawed. In this one, it's you don't have to worry about that at all.
Yeah, it completely lets you do the game at your own pace if you want to just whiz
Yeah.
through it without much kind of you can avoid most of the random battles if you want to. I tend to do most of them.
I love how
But,
quick you go into a battle and out. I think I mentioned it last time that yeah, I do most of them as well. Well, when I played it earlier.
It's a JRPG. The first 30 levels,
Mm-hmm.
You have to do all the battles you see and some more, just so you always over level the story.
That's what I normally do.
It's the best way to do it, and also you get a lot of stuff
Mhm.
in this game. It throws stuff after you.
Yeah.
So
Have you got to the city building stuff yet?
I'm 25 hours in. I played 25 hours in 2 days.
Yeah. So
I've been
So,
alone
I'm
streaming.
Really, I already,
might be ahead of me.
got the plane.
You got the plane.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Spoiler alert.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus
that's
Christ.
totally be a plane. I'm on 22 hours. You fucker. You little Norwegian fucker. Okay.
So, next game.
Well, I finished Far Cry, so fuck you.
You win.
But anyone wondering where the game of the year talk is? It'll game of the month. It'll be in a couple of weeks because there's so many games out at the moment we want to try and finish. But I think it's going to be between
Yeah, way out.
yeah, Sea of Thieves. I think.
I thought hands down it'd be Ninokuni, but I'm kind of tied right now
Yeah.
between
I
that
see
and
that.
Far Cry.
All right. So, any other games we've been playing? Mellum, you've been playing Long Weep. What is that?
That's Far Cry.
Oh,
Oh, I played Brothers. Did I bring that up?
I
Did I
get
talk about that?
that's terrible, Mellum.
Have you played that?
Yeah, I played Brothers recently. It was free with Xbox, whatever.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I really liked it. Man, that game.
Ending got me.
Yeah, it's super sad. But like the fact that everyone kept telling me like the ending's so sad. Like
Yeah,
I
it
kind of
kinda ruins
predict,
it.
yeah, I picked like I knew what was gonna happen very soon. I'm like, oh, okay. But like how it was still a beautiful game. Like there's this one level where you're in like a field of giants who just had like a big battle. So there's like dead giants lying around. You have to like make your way around them. It has some of the fucking coolest fantasy set pieces ever. It looks fucking beautiful. And it's a quick little game. I beat it in 3 hours almost. It was nice. Nice game. 5 out of 10. 7. I give it a 7.
Yeah.
7 out of 10. I'm not gonna write a review for it because it came out 20 years ago, but
Let's go on to the news.
All right.
Go on, Jordan.
oh
No. You do it together.
Start spinning the news.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
Click, 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 play.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. News, click, play. News. What's in the news, Jordan?
Fucking nothing, as far as I can tell. I've got 3 different pieces, and we're really scraping the barrel, right? But one of them's fairly big, I guess. So the bearded chap that made No Man's Sky, he's had the cheek to tweet this week, and he tweeted out that there's a big well, he didn't say big, but an update. I think they might have actually said the biggest update yet to No Man's Sky is coming in the summer.
Wait, that was just that was an April Fool's joke. Actually, he just posted that was a joke.
Oh, okay. Maybe the whole game is it.
It's too powerful to go to Xbox.
Nah, that would be that guy would never work again if he did.
I'm not sure he's gonna work again anyway. That's why he's riding this game out so long. So he tweeted there's gonna be a big update. Eagle-eyed Andre noticed that there was an Xbox symbol in the trailer. So that was their way of announcing it coming to Xbox in the summer as well, which is cool. That's a game for you guys. Well done. So yeah, it'll be interesting to. Sorry.
Is it multiplayer this time?
They'll probably tell you that it is, but it won't be. So I'm surprised. I think I've said this on the show before. Those like as much as I do quite like No Man's Sky, it's a fucking hot mess, but I do quite like it. Those guys should go to jail because they sold that game on the premise of it being multiplayer. That game is not a multiplayer game. A lot of people bought that game thinking that they went with the whole thing. Well, you know what? It is multiplayer, but the universe is infinite, so actually you're never gonna meet each other. So just don't worry about it. But it is multiplayer. And then fuck it, like obviously it's in the internet as well. It's on the internet, so like within a day, people were like, "You're fucking lying!" Like I'm on the exact same planet, the exact same location. I think that nothing happened at the time, and then they patched it in. All they patched in was if you're in the same location as somebody, you can see an orb of light.
Oh
that's it. So I personally think that they defrauded us. There you go.
I actually thought this was like Star Citizen when they talked about it. I was so sure I was gonna play Star Citizen early,
Mm.
and then I tried it and I started to cry.
Talking about fraud.
Star Citizen
So-
3.1 just came out. Are you
Oh,
excited?
yeah. Any good?
I haven't turned on Star Citizen in about a year, maybe more.
How do you boot up Star Citizen? Is it like a separate launcher? It's not a Steam.
Oh yeah,
launcher, is
separate
it?
launch. Oh my god! Last time I played that game, it was dire. There was like when you say that like Sea of Thieves, there's nothing to do on that game. I mean, Star Citizen is just there are no NPCs in the hub world. It's just like it looks like there was a place where there were. I haven't been on it for a year, so maybe there are now. But you just go to an area, and it was just kind of fronts of buildings, and that was it. Like nothing. You couldn't interact with
You were
anything.
just able to test out the vehicles and stuff.
I think to spawn my ship, I had to find like the smallest little dot on the ground and look at it, and then for some reason it spawned on top of me, and I could walk through it, like it wasn't even there. It was a hot mess. I don't know what it's like now. I should really give it a go just to see for a laugh. But
I can't wait for the fallout of when that stuff just collapses and they say we can't do it, we can't make the game. That'll be a good show. When that
We're
happens.
close to that now. I
we'll bring Manny in for that, shall we?
Yes, definitely get Manny on that show, our
But Jordan,
correspondent. Yes.
Jordan, do you pray with me that we actually get the game? We want
Yeah,
that game.
yeah, absolutely. Yes, the game we've always wanted, but I think trying to do it in this way where you're constantly crowdsourcing and you're always playing catch up and there's too much exposure. It's an issue. You see a lot with early access games. They say, look, it's an early access game, but pay us and you can help with the development. And then when the game comes out, it's going to be everything we promised. But actually, what happens when you get successful? There's so many people playing it that you spend all of your time actually fixing the kind of game that you've got at the moment instead of building that bigger piece that you wanted to do initially. You've seen it with like Ark Survival. You've seen it with loads of different games. They never really turn into what they were initially promised to be. So I think this one will collapse at some point. It almost feels a little bit too big to fail. But then I just can't see them getting it all together. They might release something maybe, and people will hate it, but that's the best case scenario, I think.
I hope they just get bought out of some Chinese company or something, and they fix it, just like Ark.
Is that what happened there? That makes sense.
Yeah, they got.
What happened to what's this Pixel Arc?
Made the game.
Is that the thing that I've seen on Steam a lot? It's like in third in the top sellers. This Pixel Arc, where it's like Arc but pixelated. Is that the same developers or is it a rip-off?
No idea.
No idea.
Seems to be
I hate
popular.
those games. It's so boring. It's fun for 1 hour.
The second bit of news I got is really scraping the barrel, but I'll tell you. And then the third one is really, really scraping the barrel. But
I've got a couple of barrel scrapers as well.
Good. Dragon Quest XI is coming to the West in September. That's it. That's all I know.
But do you know the crap? It's coming to the Switch as well, but there's no release date for the Switch. But there is for the rest, which sucks. Why don't they just release it the same day? Apparently that's happening quite more and more with games that are coming out that to all platforms. Like Switch is coming out quite a bit later, and it's going to screw them over a bit, I think. Because I like that on the Switch.
It's probably a game I'd rather play on PC anyway. I've never played a Dragon Quest game, so I don't even know if I like these things. Anybody played one?
Is
it JRPG? Or can
JRPG. They promised 100 hours of gameplay at least.
It's always been like I was going to say it's always been like Square's B-side to Final Fantasy, but in Japan for a long time. I'm not sure if it's the case now. Dragon Quest is actually bigger than Final Fantasy. It's that urban myth. I'm not sure how much truth is in it that in Japan they won't let them release Dragon Quest game on a school day because there's so much truant in.
Did I play a Dragon Quest on Mega Drive? I'm gonna check.
I swear I played one on a PS1 maybe. Was it out on the PS1?
I've
Sounds like
never
it.
played a Dragon Quest game. Except that Dragon
Builders.
I played Builders, but I think that's like a shared universe of Dragon Quest, but it's nothing the same that's more like Minecraft than a JRPG.
I want that game when it's cheap. When it comes cheap on Switch, I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, such a good fit, but I don't want to pay for it again. You're right. Cool. The third and last bit of news is that Netflix has announced that in 2 weeks' time, a Life is Strange anime is coming. So
Is that
Are you kidding? That sounds like something really bad.
Fools.
Oh, god damn it. God damn it. I was like, what? I heard a comic is coming. They're making like a comic based on it.
It's not
I'm gonna
anime.
fucking read
It's
that.
hentai.
We've actually cancelled the franchise. Sorry to tell you.
No, you know what's so funny? Like, I was reading one of my favorite books from back in the day. Did I bring this up? Remind me if I brought it up before.
You read? You can
Like,
read. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on then, Grandad.
Read a book.
I was reading one of my favorite books from like middle school.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Bible.
Yes, the Bible.
Yeah, it was the Bible, and there's one point where Jesus says, "No, it's like I was reading a book called Unwind by Neil Schusterman, and the main character, like I'm reading it today, and the main character is the most angsty teenager ever. He's like embarrassingly angsty. He's like sitting on the side of, he's sitting on like on the overpass of a freeway, just looking down at the cars going by, and he's like thinking, he's like deep in thought the entire fucking thing. And I'm like, man, like I guess I just hate angsty teens in real life. But like as soon as you put them in my art, in my literature, in my video games, in my movies, I get so excited.
Have you seen
like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
Have you seen Little Miss Sunshine?
Yeah, of course I did.
The one with the brother. Love that. He goes mental.
You guys have to see Sing Street. You guys should watch it. You would love it, Jordan. I think you would love it because it's a bunch of British people being like, we're in Ireland and Wales. They bring up Wales a bunch. I don't know. You'd like it.
Jordan wouldn't like that.
Yeah, sounds great.
I'm looking forward to see what the next Life is Strange season is because they're going to get rid of all those horrible characters. But let's just hope they don't replace them with terrible characters as well. What happened to their What happened to that vampire game that they made? I heard it was reviewed badly or it was looking bad. I don't know.
It's not out yet, is it? So like June.
Is it?
June the 5th.
I swear somebody's
for my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I swear people have seen clips of it and thought,
yeah, I thought that.
Could
be cool. Who knows?
Yeah.
I was expecting because it comes from the Life is Strange guys. I was expecting it to be like
trash,
like a what would you call it? Like an adventure game, a conversational thing, which I thought would be really interesting to play as a vampire, and have to decide who am I going to kill. But from what I've seen in terms of like gameplay, it's kind of like an action game, like a kind of a dark action game. So yeah, I don't know. Cause it's a budget game as well. I think that it's only going to be like £30 or something like that. So
45 apparently.
How much? Sorry,
it's 45 according to Google.
45.
I definitely saw on PC for 30, but then that might not have been via Steam. That might have been somewhere more precarious.
I've got some really crap news that you don't really care about. Kingdom Come had a 20 gig update or something, 1.4.
Oh, okay. They make it good.
Well, they've fixed 200 bugs. They're given new hair and beard mechanics. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Customize your style in a bathhouse. You gain extra charisma with freshly cut hair. Unarmed mercy kills. There's real Easter eggs, not other eggs, but like actual eggs. You can hunt them down and go Easter egg hunting. Check Easter themed weapon to be found. But yeah, there's loads of different. There's Resurrection Day. Apparently, some NPCs that have died due to physics glitches have risen from their graves, and there's also a HD texture and audio pack, which is probably most of the 20 gig. But yeah, that's if anyone's still playing that game, they can download that.
No,
it's just like an Elder Scrolls game that's been in like an horrific fire and is really, really fucked up. Do you know what I mean?
Boring
it's
Elder
not
Scrolls.
fantasy, so it's not fun.
Yes, the dragons are missing. That's the problem.
Yep.
Also, we've got should we do question time because there's a bit of news that kind of goes into the question time.
I've got the list of games that come out in April. If you want to just quickly run through them, it's not too much. So, Ben, you got Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, is coming out on the 17th of April.
Nice. I'm not this April. I'm going to wait until I finish Yakuza Kiwami. And then I think Yakuza Kiwami 2 is out a bit later.
Never done.
I will. Kiwami's, I'm going to get through it eventually. I think it's only like a 12-hour game.
And then we got God of War on the 20th. Really looking forward to that.
God of War.
On the same day as God of War, the Nintendo Labo comes out.
Oh, yeah.
There can't see much crossover. People wanting those.
South Park comes to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And that's about it. There are other games I've never heard of them, so we'll assume they're shit for now.
That's good.
Is Undertale announced?
Yeah, but no. It's announced, but no
release
date.
I mean,
No release date.
No. Yeah, I'm just looking at the games that are out in April, see if there's anything that I recognise.
you.
But well, maybe Super Robot Wars X.
Shut
no.
up, man.
Nah, none of those. All right, go question time then.
Fucking questions! Fucking questions! Ask me questions! I need to know the fucking answer!
God, and you didn't mute him? Fuck.
Still bitter.
Devil just came.
Question we have is what's your opinion on Sea of Thieves? I'm struggling to figure out what the hype is about. And that links
I
into
think I can speak on behalf of Jordan
he loves it.
when I say it's the greatest game ever made.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that sounds like Jordan, all right.
There's a thread on games on Reddit which is cool saying, Can we take a minute to talk about the lies that the Sea of Thieves developers said prior to game launch that the content that's not there?
Have they also done that?
Apparently,
Yeah.
Apparently, there are 132 items missing that were in the beta and the demo.
There's only 3 items in the game: fucking cannibals, planks of wood, and bananas. That's it.
You don't
I'm
need
sure
anymore.
someone's- Fucking dicks.
But yeah, 132 different things are missing, including apparently your own base.
How much did you pay for that game, Ben?
I paid a bit of money, but I'll go back to it when they
How much did
add
you
all
pay,
the
Ben?
stuff.
Give me a figure.
About 70 euros, I think.
70 euros.
Oh, fuck! Why would you do that?
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Because
It'll.
it's gold.
It's gonna get better. No game starts with content.
They're gonna cancel it.
No.
You
But
sound
anyway-
like a depressed teenager. It's gonna get better. Everything's gonna get better, and then it doesn't.
So in the stuff that they've missed out, apparently they said this hideout becomes your hideout. You've started this journey to become a Barbossa, a Jack Sparrow, a Blackbeard of the Sea of Thieves world, and now you're going to build your Black Pearl. When people see your ship, they will know that it's the ship of a pirate legend. Well, you can adjust your ship, but not your hideout.
You say adjust your ship. There's about 3 different skins that you can buy for
Yeah.
it for a ridiculous amount of money.
There are no legendary ships, apparently. You can meet the Pirate Lord. He will give you legendary voyages, which are the best, most rewarding voyages in the game, which apparently are exactly the same voyages as others.
Yeah.
They
Go-
kill a couple skeletons.
Go and fight these skeletons.
A lot of people
I
in the
can't
comment.
believe there's only skeletons in that game. That really bugs me. That's it's coming from
But there's
rare.
Different
Yeah.
kinds of skeletons.
Yeah,
my God.
metal
Get
ones.
the fuck out of here. There's metal skeletons. You can hardly tell they're metal, but you know they're metal.
Yeah.
I saw a video when someone was fighting the Kraken the other day, and they jumped out of the boat and went under the sea. And the Kraken is just like detached arms coming out of the sea. There's nothing connected.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what my brother was
Oh,
laughing at.
why would you check that?
Yeah, you're not supposed to check in.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. Don't look behind there.
Yeah.
Don't move the curtain.
Oh God.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
No, it's hard to defend the game right now, but I'm still having fun.
And pets coming soon. You can use your real life money to buy some pets.
Oh God. You know, it's crazy because like that
If,
game,
if that comes out, I'm serious. I'm gonna stop playing it. If they do that, fuck them.
I don't think they dare add.
it's crazy because that game could have been so good. Like on paper, it seems harder to make a bad version of that game than it is to make a good one.
I'd like to just
got one
go.
rule in life.
Currently, they've just been working on the sea, and
Seems like it.
that's it.
I'd like to go into their office and
I've
just
got one
shout
rule
at them
in
and say,
life,
"Why
rule
didn't you do this? Why
is
didn't you do this?"
So
Sorry.
I've got one rule in life. and that
Forgot. I
rule
have to be
is that
quiet.
There's not enough pirate games, and that there's not enough dinosaur games. Okay.
Yeah, you
Um,
always say that. You say
I
that
always
at
say
your-
that.
You're gonna say that at your wedding. You're gonna be like, I just want everyone to know there's not enough
No,
pirate
but it's
games.
true.
Yeah. And 9/11 was an inside job. What's
Yep,
next?
that's it. Something about the Holocaust you said earlier.
But if you want to play a great pirate game, Sid Meier's Pirates.
Or Black Flag. Black Flag is still a fine game.
No.
If it wasn't for the Assassin's Creed element of it. I think
Yeah,
it could be a fucking fantastic game.
yeah, but aren't Ubisoft releasing what's the name?
Blood and Bones or
Blood and Bones. Yeah,
Bloody
that's
boners.
Blood
Yeah.
and Boners, and that's the PvP pirate game.
Yeah, they kind of missed the point. You control the ship, not the pirate.
Yeah. I like
The
the
cool
idea.
thing is being the pirate on the ship and then
Yeah.
leaving the ship and boarding other people. But from what I've seen, you actually control the ship, which is kind of cool, but not. I don't think it's what we. It's not the,
No, it's
the
not what we want.
spin-off. It's not the spin-off that we wanted from Black Flag. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
they were going to release a whole new franchise called Black Flag.
That would have been fucking fantastic. And it was so cool because like just ramming somebody on the side and then like getting off behind the steering wheel and like jumping onto their boat is some of the best looking and feeling gameplay in
it's really cool.
in Black Flag.
There's a lot of
It's a lot
mechanics
more
in that game, but
expensive to make that game, though.
Yeah, probably.
I bet it'd be quite interested to go back to Black Flag now that we've played Sea of Thieves. I bet that sea doesn't seem quite as
yeah.
quite as cool now.
Ugly.
Yeah.
Flat.
But yeah, there was definitely like there's so many mechanics in that game because they introduced the seafarer and stuff as well. But they're all quite shallow, and it'd be really good to see them kind of cut off the kind of just the pirating stuff and then flesh that out somewhat. But yeah, I'm not sure if that other game is actually going to do that. Hopefully it's good. Like, I've just played Far Cry 5 and it's one of my favorite games of the year so far. So hopefully they'll continue with that.
It's a good gaming year.
Another good gaming year.
Yeah, it's amazing. Last 3 years.
Yes, game better and better. Final
I
question.
don't think this year it's going to be as good as last year, but it's fair enough because last year was so fucking good. But
Just Shadow of the Colossus for me, and that's a fucking remake.
yeah,
Red Dead Redemption 2 later on.
yes, there is that. Smash Brothers, assuming that it doesn't slip.
Wonder what else will be out. We'll find out at
Never
E3
do.
soon. Hitman Season 2, fingers crossed. Right, final question. What's the game you wish was never cancelled? Star Wars 1313 for me.
BC from Peter Molyneux.
Oh no, fuck him.
That would have been a decent game, and it would have been fine. It wouldn't have been anything extraordinary. It would have been a little underwhelming, but at the end of the day, we'd be talking about it. But
Isn't that the guy that always makes like a god game?
yeah, he's the guy who made the Fable games, who the creative lead on all those Fable games. He was like, hey, you're going to be able to plant a fucking acorn in this game. And through gameplay, eventually that acorn will grow into a tree and you will be able to cut down that tree and build a house. And then you can just fart on people in the finished product. And that's basically it.
Didn't he make a
And
game?
and you're talking to somebody who like loves the Fable franchise. Like I love every single Fable game almost equally. Like the first game was fucking incredible for the time. The second game was even better. The third game was all right.
Yeah.
But
Did he make
yeah,
a game
those
where
games
you
are
could, where one person became a god and then could decide how other people play the game? And then that was like his last thing, and then just disappeared because it was all a scam or something.
Goddess, was it?
Yeah,
Something,
something
yeah.
like that.
He also made Populous, which I don't know if you guys played that back in the day, but that was a really cool god sim.
He was also in control of that Connect game called Milo.
Oh
Where
god,
you-
Milo.
Remember that? Jesus Christ, the Connect. What a fucking nightmare the Connect was. That was just such a bad product. Oh, there's no way. It's so annoying because like when people talk about like the Wii and they talk about Wii Sport, like, oh, the Wii was revolution. The Wii was a bad system. And fuck you. It sold a lot. The fucking Connect sold so goddamn much. And they just didn't make anything for it. God. The Wii is a shit. The Wii had 10 games on it that were good tops. And they were all like Mario Kart, Zelda, fucking more Zelda, Mario games. And that's fucking it, man. God.
It had a really good version of Resident Evil 4.
It did. It did have that. I want that Snoop Dogg game. Remember that Snoop Dogg game that was supposed to come out a long ass time ago on the original Xbox and PS2?
No.
God, well, Snoop Dogg had his very own game. He had a front cover of Game Informer. It's one of the first Game Informers I have, and it's just Snoop Dogg smoking blunt.
Doesn't he Twitch stream now or something?
Something like that.
Well, it's like a picture of him
he
pretending
did.
to play a game, isn't it? Isn't someone else playing it though?
He was
Oh,
just
yeah.
smoking weed, and that's it.
God,
Shall we?
so funny.
I think.
Just because Jordan said what he said, and I can't remember any game that got cancelled. Jurassic Park Survival for PlayStation 2.
Oh yeah.
That was cancelled apparently.
What was that? Was that a first-person game or what was it?
Yeah,
Ooh, what about that Indiana Jones game?
Let's watch
Yeah.
YouTube.
I just want that Star Wars one. That 1313 sounded really cool.
Oh yeah, 1313 was a good one. That looked fucking great for like the 10
It
seconds.
looks like a Tomb Raider kind of game.
Okay.
All
I can't think of
right.
anything that got cancelled that I give a shit about.
Yeah, me neither.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe Metal Gear Solid V because that was like a third of that was cancelled.
Oh, well, Silent
In the
Hills.
future,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
it's in the
Silent
future.
Hills, yeah.
Star Citizen.
Does it?
Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
All right.
Already been released.
Let's
Yeah.
put a bullet in this podcast. And how do we find you, Jordan? If we want to find you?
Come fucking see me. You want to talk to me, mate?
Yeah. Don't you look at me.
Catch me outside.
What's the address then?
How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
Melon, how do we find you?
Oh, Fable Legends. How about that? Remember that?
Yeah.
That was supposed to come out.
Look
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
awful.
It did look bad. Oh my
What
god.
was that like a
Card game, wasn't it?
No, that was that actually came out. That was Fable
Hmm.
Legend. That was Fable.
Or was it like the multiplayer strategy thing?
Yeah, it's like one person is the dungeon master, and you have to like go through a bunch of shit.
Melon
Yeah,
Manon, follow him on Twitch. At Melon Manon.
Twitch and Twitter, and that's it, I think.
Yeah. And Andre, how do we find you?
You can find me at
YouTube.
New York, Brooklyn. I live in Clinton Hill. You can come over
Yeah,
here to visit
Clinton
me.
Hill?
Clinton Hill. Oh, remember that? Oh, Rainbow Six Patriots is the game I was thinking of. God,
that
that
was pretty
game,
good.
that game was probably going to be awesome. Anyways, you can find me on YouTube at I'ma Make Movies and Twitter and Instagram and all that shit. The same exact thing. Hey, wait, can we really quick talk about? I'm hearing a lot of Americans
Legacy of
complain.
Kain.
Oh yeah, that's another one. 6 days in Fallujah. Remember that?
Agent.
Fallujah.
On to Agent.
Oh, Agent. Yeah, Agent was a fucking good one.
Mm.
What
Oh,
was
yeah,
the Whore of the Orient? Just because I love the title.
God damn. Yeah, I was
Scale
gonna say,
bound.
like a lot of the Americans I listen to are complaining about that game, like not taking its subject matter more seriously. And like I don't think Far Cry has ever taken its subject matter seriously. Like it was always super. I think it's just because it's set in America and like we're going through this weird time. They wanted it to be more grounded and realistic.
So I think
It's not realistic.
it's probably worth plugging the fact that we've got a review on the site for Far Cry, so people should go and read that.
Yeah, you should go on.
But what I would say is that Ubisoft dropped the ball on that. If you remember when they announced that game, they came out all super fuck. I think it was like an E3 or something, and there were a couple of different people that came out and did like weird politically charged like speeches around like launching their game. And they totally did that with this one, and it definitely felt like it was going to be a bit more on the nose, dealing with neo-Christianity, hard right wing. There's definitely an issue in America with we had that. What was that big siege thing that you guys had, where people said, "Look, this is our land, and the government's not allowed to take it." Like, there's definitely a mentality of that stuff, and this could have tied into it, but in the end, it was just another Far Cry game, and that cult, like they're not even Christian, really, are they? They kind of use some symbology of Christianity, but actually they're a full-on cult. They've got their own kind of doctrine, so there's no commentary in there.
There's
whatsoever.
a comment on all religion, isn't it? Like when it comes up to cults,
it's probably a comment on all religion except Islam, because they're probably too scared to actually do anything about that.
Reminds me of that. What's that one in Panama?
No, that's not true, Jordan.
Yes, it is. But what was I going to say?
Was the one in Panama where that cult where hundreds of people died? The one where they all went to Guatemala.
One
maybe?
girl that survived, and she didn't know they were going to do it because she was deaf.
April Fools.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they were all
it's actually
drinking
true.
the Kool-Aid.
and now we kill the podcast.
All right. Follow me, BiggusBennus. If you go to
Everybody
youtube.com/BiggusBennus.
drink from their cups.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Right. Well, we'll be back same time next week, hopefully. And catch you all then. If you stick around, Mellum and I are going to be... What are we streaming, Mellum?
Not the...
Not the Division. Not the Division, no. Well, okay. We'll stick around. We'll maybe Far Cry. Possibly. See you later.
Far Cry. Stop playing Division, you weirdos.
Division's amazing. Best Ubisoft game ever.
I don't even like it.
Oh, what a
Get
minute
no
you are.
Zeitgeist, man.
Yeah.
And we're back.